Kia ora, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Untidy. My name's Hannah Davison. Do you know what, Maddie? We
What?
recently recorded with Melody Thomas, and I can't remember in the schedule if this is coming out before or after that episode. One, we all recorded from bed. I see you're back there. I see this is where we record now. But do you know what? Good for the acoustics, I would say. Very good.
Because of the pillows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the soft space. It actually works. It actually works well. And I was listening to the edit of that recording and talking about like who are we without talking about what we have and our roles and what we do.
And what we do.
And like, normally we're like mother of two, dog mum to one, cat hostage to two, podcaster, author, bloody, bloody, blah. And I was like, what about like some of our qualities? Because I've been thinking about some of our qualities or like our things that we're feeling are qualities at the moment. And I was thinking adventurous.
Yes,
Be it
I like
that
that.
I'm about to head off to India on another little pilgrimage with a little stopover in Singapore for 3 days of eating and looking.
I would call a pilgrimage adventurous for sure.
Thank
Yep.
you.
And
Thank you.
let's not forget that you raced horses across Mongolia.
Thank you. And a tuk-tuk across Sri Lanka.
And a TikTok and a tuk-tuk through Sri Lanka. Very adventurous. Accurate. Okay,
I-
very accurate
Thank you.
representation.
I once held a bus hostage in Peru. I don't think I've
You
told that
held the
story.
bus hostage?
Yeah, me and a friend held the bus hostage. I think I've told the story.
Have you? Can you remind me? Like,
I was going to go through more qualities, but yes, I can.
then we'll get back to the qualities. We'll do the bus hostage
and then
thing,
you
then we'll get back to
also
the
need
qualities.
to introduce yourself with your qualities.
Okay.
Well, I was on an overnight bus in Peru with my friend, and one thing we liked to do was we would take turns competitively. I'm just so excited, I'm elbowing the desk, packing a snack pack for the bus trip. So we'd take turns doing it because like these bus trips were often like 24 hours long or something. They were ridiculous. So we're like, let's introduce a little game, a little intrigue, some excitement, and some snacks. And they just got more and more and more elaborate, to the point where like, whipping out lemons and chopping them up, little gin and tonic, whole cocktail and a platter and, smashing up like guacamole on the bus and all of that sort of stuff. Anyway, we did that. And normally I was this is back in my like early 20s, very careful about where I kept my backpack that had like my money and my passport and everything in it. I'd normally like wear it to go to sleep, essentially. Anyway, for this time, for some reason, we both just passed out straight away. And I'm just like, were we drugged? Like it was just one of those pass outs that you cannot stop, And
that's quite odd for a bus trip.
it's odd. It's odd. And then I woke up sometime in the middle of the night and my backpack, which had been by my feet because I hadn't had time to put it on me because I'd passed out so fast, was sitting on a seat next to me, like across the aisle on the bus. I'm like, oh my God. And I went into it. Yeah, and my camera was gone, like my digital camera, because that's what we had then, which had like 6 weeks of travel photos on there. But luckily they hadn't found my passport or my money, which was in kind of a secret pocket. And I just saw red. I was furious. I'm like, this is an overnight bus with no stops. And someone has had the audacity to rob me on, like, I know that you're on here. Like,
You're one of the people on the bus.
one of the people on the bus.
That's wild to rob a bus that you can't get off of. That is wild.
Isn't it? And so I was furious. I used to get a bit angry sometimes, Maddie. I was furious. So I went down to the look, I'm not entirely proud of this story. I probably wouldn't do it. I don't know what I'd do now. I went down to the bus driver and in my very broken Spanish, I explained what had happened. I said, don't let anyone off this bus for any reason. I want you to drive straight to the police station when we get to Arequipa, where we were going. And he was like, who is this insane woman? And then I got on and then I made him turn on the lights and all the lights in the bus. It was 2:00 in the morning. Turn on all the lights in the bus. And then in my broken Spanish, demand that someone give me back my camera. And then this nice young man. Ahora. And this nice young man jumped up and he translated as well. And everyone just like was like blinking and looking confused and wondering why they'd be woken up at 2:00 in the morning by an irate tourist. And then I was like, well, we're going to the police station as soon as we get there and deal with it. If you're not going to give the camera back, then you're just going to have to deal with all waiting in a police station. And then, but then during the night, there was a man who said to the bus driver that he had like explosive diarrhea, demanded that they pull over and let him off the bus to shit in the bush. And I'm sure he probably had it and chucked it. And anyway, we got to the police station. The cops in Peru, obviously deeply concerned about my lost camera.
Oh God, they would have just been beside themselves.
Absolutely, couldn't do enough. Couldn't do enough
like,
to help.
Drop all the cases you're working on, team. We've got a doozy, hot off the press. We can solve this right now.
Yeah, and so they just like stood there outside the bus with their arms crossed, and I was like, I'm not having this. So my dear friend, I got her to hold the people on the bus, let them off one by one, and I body searched them.
Fuck.
Every single one.
You really took this matter into your own hands, didn't you?
And then once they were off the bus, we went through everyone's stuff.
Bean, you weren't messing around.
No.
Oh God.
I was so pissed off. I was just like it was just the audacity of doing it. Like you know that someone is gonna know that this stuff has been taken and you're on the fucking bus.
That's why. Oh, it was definitely the bullshitter. For sure, it was the bullshitter.
100%. And when I searched him, I went as far as I was prepared to go, but that was a small camera, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gave him a damn good scare, Maddie. Damn good scare.
Oh, he's not gonna steal anything else from you.
Oh God, I don't feel that comfortable with having done all that now, but it was a different time. I was a different girl.
Also, like, imagine being just a normal person on the bus. You'd be like, for fuck's sake, I don't have your camera and I just want to go to sleep and get to my destination, you know?
I know. And they were like, the whole process took an hour and a half after we'd arrived. No one got let go for like an hour and a half. Oh.
The balls you had. That's incredible. I'm in awe. That is amazing. Oh God, if that happened to me now, I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. But, you know, gosh, don't want to cause a scene.
Yeah, so what an inconvenience. I'll just use my travel insurance.
But Bean's like, no, bitch. I am gonna sort this out. I'm gonna be like Poirot here. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Go full Agatha Christie.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'd say about myself, bit audacious, you know?
Yep.
Bit audacious, bit of a risk taker.
Yep.
You know, also very loving.
Yeah. She's a loving, adventurous risk taker. That's our Bean.
Yeah. Oh, what are you, Maddie?
Oh, God, what a story. Bloody hell. Yet, like, I had so long to think of something and now it's come to me and I'm like, ugh. It feels like we're doing like a little corporate round the room, you know?
Oh, God.
Tell us a fun fact, you know?
Oh, my
God. Fun fact about yourself. Okay, right. Qualities. Musical.
Yes.
Musical. Nurturing.
Creative.
You're
a real creator.
Yeah, I think creative. And maybe like a goer with the flower.
With the flower, yeah.
I am a bit of a goer with the flower, I think.
Yeah. I say also
I could quite happily follow.
Spreader of joy, you know?
Oh, spreader of joy. Yeah, I like that. Spreader of joy. Okay. This sounds like those old we did talk about this on a recent podcast. God, it might have even been last week. But remember the old Instagram bios that were like tea drinker,
whimsical ones.
Yeah. Tea drinker, book reader, word searcher, crossword doer. Yeah, I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
Well, because I'm like, okay. You know, I guess that question of like, what are you without saying what you do or what you like to do?
It's hard.
You know, it is tricky. I mean, I guess we're just all like just souls in a meat vehicle having a human experience, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. And it can be hard
trying to figure out why we've chosen to come here and what assignments we need to hand in the Earth School, you know?
Yeah, like at least give us an idea of what the assignment is and like what the purpose is of even doing the assignments. You know what I mean?
I know, but I
It's hard
guess
to know.
that's like, "Oh, we can't tell you that.
That's the
That's part of the
assignment.
fun. That's part of the
Yeah,
fun."
that's the assignment is figuring out the assignments and why we have assignments.
Yeah.
That's the assignment.
Yeah.
Mm,
And then trying to
very
get over the
tricky.
fact that apparently we gave the assignments to ourselves and we wanted all of the things that we're getting served up, you know?
Mm,
I would say though, I am like, I mean, in general, bit overwhelmed. Feel like having the intersection of ADHD and perimenopause, like wondering if this is what early onset dementia feels like.
mm.
So that's not fun. But generally like happy,
Yeah,
happy.
content.
I
I
am
feel like you're
content.
quite a content woman, you know?
Yeah, I am a content woman. There's things where we're definitely out of balance.
Mhm.
Things we're definitely out of balance, and I would like to rectify that, but,
Hence the pilgrimage.
hence the pilgrimage. Yeah,
All
I'll
we need to
just,
do to get things in order is head to India and go on a pilgrimage.
yeah, exactly.
Then we'll be
Let's
right
just
as rain.
do some temple time, we'll do some deep meditation, we'll transcend our way back to balance.
Fantastic.
We'll have some
Absolutely
fire
fantastic.
ceremonies, some yajnas, we'll toss some
Mm.
things into the fire.
Oh, God, what I wouldn't do to toss things into the fire at the moment.
What do you
Crikey.
want to toss into the fire? Hey, do you want to introduce yourself? Oh no, you introduce yourself. Matilda. All the things.
Matilda. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I said a few nice things,
Mm.
but I'm done with that now. So,
Okay, good. Let's move
um,
on. What do you want to toss into the fire? You did come in saying
now,
you had a little rant.
y- yes. So it was more like, when you have those moments as a parent where you're like, everybody can't be finding this the same amount of hard. Like, this is just at the moment, this is so wild, and I'm doing such a shit job that I'm like, is everyone else experiencing this?
Mhm.
Because it doesn't feel like it. Those moments where you're like, oh my God, parenting is so hard right now.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anyone else talk about these situations that I'm in. And so I feel like they're actually quite abnormal.
Okay,
And then
well
I'm like,
let's
does
go.
this does this reflect on me as a mother and something I'm doing wrong? So basically, oh God, I've had a hell of a time with my older two at the moment. They're 6 and 4 for reference. That's how old they are. And they're just it's hard because when everything's good, oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. We have so much fun. It's the best. We all get along really well. We're connecting, we're playing, we're just loving life. But when I'm finding like when the older two are going through something difficult, I don't think I'm handling it very well. And it's turning into just a horrible moment for all of us that doesn't seem to end. So, for example, I think my son started doing this, and now I don't know if my daughter is like copying that or not. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But if he gets upset about, I think he's one of those deep feeling kids
He
that
is.
Genevieve Muir has spoken about. Because I'm like, how do I handle this? So, okay, say for example, he's done something that he shouldn't have done. He's done something naughty on purpose. He's kicked someone, or he's pushed Audie, or snatched a toy, or whatever. And then I've gone, because I know how he is, and I know that when he
It's
gets
hard to discipline a
told,
sensitive child, isn't it?
it's really difficult because I
Mm.
know that he find that, like, if I come in too hot, then he just gets
You feel like you've
really.
broken his heart.
I feel like it. Yes, yes, but so then, okay, so he's snatched a toy, and I go, "Hey, Milo, dude, just don't just snatch it. Come up to her and speak to her and ask her nicely if you can use it, and then you can have a turn." And then he's like, instantly, like a real frowny face, and he'll feel a bit of shame about it. And then that shame turns into like intense rage. And then it'll boil over into like, I hate you, you stupid dummy. You're a stupid dummy. I hate you. And then he'll grab something, throw it at the wall, and then I'll be like, hey, don't you speak to me like that. Try that again. And you can speak to me kindly, just like how I speak to you. And then it turns into this big thing. He's being horrific. It winds me up. And then he's like, "I wish you were my mum. I hate you. And so then he'll go into a room and throw things around. I can hear things being bashed against a wall. And then I get pissed off. And then I open the door and I'm like, hey, you do not get to treat our house like this. That's you be angry. That's fine. You be really angry at me. But you do not get to come in here and damage this house that I bought with my hard earned money. And if I have to get someone in to fix this, you explain to them what happened. You explain to them what needs fixing. This is exactly, pretty much word for word, what goes on. It makes him worse. I get absolutely ropeable. I walk away. And then finally when he's had a chance to settle down, he'll come out in a half, he'll get a bit closer, and then he'll be like he'll just change the subject and then he'll be ready to get past it. But I'm not, because I've been in fight or flight. I'm really upset that something's been damaged, because I'm just like, for fuck's sake, like, this is my home and you've damaged it because I asked you not to snatch a toy out of someone's hand. And it's like, he's 6, right? So that's just, the stuff is going to happen. But I just get in this cycle of being like, I don't know how to deal with this, and it's really upsetting. But I also find it really difficult to be like, oh, dude, I know you're having such a hard time.
Well,
I
that's
know this is really
disingenuous
hard
when
for
you're
you.
you're like, it's escalated, you're
Yeah,
elevated,
yeah,
and if you're like, yeah, I can just be super compassionate and
yeah.
patient, and I can be understanding, like, it's disingenuous as well,
Yes, and then
right?
it feels like then I'm just an emotional punching bag
Has to make
that
it better for everybody.
exactly, that, like, someone can scream at my face saying they hate me, I'm a dummy, blah, 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 all of these things, and that I'm just gonna be, a perfect landing pad for this child who's having a hard time. But it's like, even if they are having a hard time, that affects me to
Yeah,
to have someone I love speaking to me like shit and damaging my property, and then I'm just supposed to be like, "Oh gosh," like, "Let's move forward together," when I'm like, "No,
no,
you don't
I'm
get to
not
speak to
ready
me
to.
like
Yeah,
that." And I don't accept that. But then it's just, oh, nothing seems to work, Bean, because then when I don't, like, when then I'm like, "Hey, no, you don't speak to me like that, blah, blah, blah," it just makes it worse. It's like he feeds off it. And so we're just in this cycle of like, well, what else do I do? It's just, I feel like I'm just at a bit of a bloody loss at the moment. And
yeah.
then Audie started doing the same thing. And
Oh,
then we
no.
just get all worked up. And it's just, at the moment, I'm like, fuck me, this
It's hard.
cannot be everyone's experience this often. Yet, like, it just, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, I would say one phrase that always got me through the tricky times was, "Everything's a phase." Everything's a phase.
It so is,
And
isn't
this
it?
too is
So
a
is.
phase. And, like, when you're talking, it reminded me of when, like, Alex was about that age, or maybe he was slightly older, but we lived in a place where in the back shed there was big rocks, and there happened to be a big mallet out there, and he used to
Mm.
just go out there and smash rocks sometimes. He'd just go
Mm.
and smash rocks, and I thought, "Great." Like,
Yeah,
what a great outlet. Nothing is getting damaged. He's angry. He needs to
yeah.
take it out on
It's outside,
something.
it's not
It's
making a mess.
outside. And I think what you're saying is like, I don't feel like I should have to be spoken to like shit and soak it up. I don't feel like I should have to put up with my property being damaged and accept it. I think that's entirely fair. And as a
Mm,
6-year-old, he is old enough to understand that. He might
100%.
not be able to catch himself and regulate himself, but I obviously, caveat, not a parenting expert, but we've got a parenting podcast and we can have opinions.
Exactly, and we are parents,
And we
so
are parents.
sometimes experience helps.
We've had some boots on the ground. I think when I've needed to have a bigger conversation with my son, who's a deeply sensitive child as well, is that it's always happened best in a space where conversations between us seem to happen quite naturally and easily. That's often like a side by side thing, not a face to face thing. It's
Yeah,
when away from the situations, there's been time, everyone's, you know,
Mhm.
back to equilibrium, and we're both ready for the repair after the
Yeah.
rupture. And like for you to not be ready for the repair is okay because you can't be disingenuous about it because they can also feel that, especially as a
Yeah.
sensitive child. They can
Yeah.
feel that you're trying to make it okay when it's not really okay within you. So, like maybe if there's a time when you guys are generally like this is it, like we're going for a walk or we're in the car or we're, you know, we're playing next to each other and it's a quiet kind of this is a time that's often quite good for us to do some talking. And I think you could be as a 6-year-old, you could express to him, you know, hey Milo, these things are happening and it's like you're upset and I'm upset and that sucks for both of us.
Mm.
And I just like I wanted to find a way that, you know, when you're frustrated, you've got somewhere to go and something to do that you can get that frustration out of you, but it's not in a way that's going to hurt our home and our things. So like maybe there are some rocks to smash, maybe there is something outside, maybe there's a place
Yeah.
that he can go that's his. And you can
Yeah.
also say, "It really hurts my feelings," because it's
Mm.
honest, like, when someone goes, "I
Yeah.
hate you," like
It's
you're
like,
like,
it does.
"Yeah, it really hurts my feelings," and it's okay to be honest about that
Mm.
because it's true. You don't want him growing up going, "Oh, when I get frustrated, I can take it out on the person that I feel safest with."
Because they're always gonna be perfectly calm and caring and just absorb everything that I say and
Yeah.
do because that's just not realistic, you know?
No.
It's not like I don't understand why there's this pressure on mothers to suddenly be this, like, just I don't even know what you'd call it, just this, like, sponge, just, like, absorbing all
Mm.
of this behavior and emotion and all of this stuff and just expecting it to wash over you, you know, because I don't know about you, but I can't.
Nah.
Like, I can't have someone speak to me like that and then just be like, "Oh, well, you know,
Like
he's young, he's learning."
oh,
Like,
he's upset.
some
No, but it's at 6 years old,
it's
you
hard,
can
man.
say, you know, "Those words really hurt my feelings."
Yeah,
They really and you can say it gently, and you can say it in a
yeah,
time that's calm when it's a good space between you and you've got a bit of room. You know, "They really, really hurt my feelings," and I get it that you get upset and you get frustrated and angry with me, and sometimes we are gonna get frustrated and angry with one another, and that is understandable. That does happen in families, but we need
mm,
to know that there are some things that we can do and some things that we can't. There are some things we can say and some things that we can't, and
yeah,
those words really like, if he will understand you on a human heart level.
mm, mm,
But you
yeah,
can have those conversations with him, and, you know, that we do have to find them an outlet for like, we want them to be able to get their anger out and get their frustration out,
totally,
and
totally.
he's still on the journey to being able to really regulate his feelings and his
Yeah,
emotions, and so maybe, like, you guys can come up with a solution together, right? Like, "Okay, well, what if we have a place for you to go?" You know?
mm,
Like, my son often needs to be on his own when he's processing his emotions, a place for you to go when you're angry and you really can lean into it and you really can smash that up and you really can be angry with me and you can really
yeah,
take it out. Like, I remember,
yeah,
yeah, and I remember doing that with Frankie as well when she was really angry and we just like beat the shit out of some cushions together,
mm,
you know? And like really like just beat the shit out of something that you can beat the shit out of because like you've got
yeah,
to get it out. You can't
yeah,
not have the emotion, but you just need
no,
to be careful where you point it, you know?
yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah,
And
yeah,
you know, it's
that's
like
really
it's
helpful.
valid to feel for you to feel your emotions about it and be upset about it because it sucks getting when you put so much into the people that you love. You
Mm,
pour your heart and soul and energy into the people that you love. As you, Maddie, really, you really do. You really
mm,
do. Like you are an incredible parent. And when you get that
thanks, Jen.
shit back, it sucks.
It
It
really it's
sucks.
just soul destroying, eh, when you're like
Yeah.
I think it gets triggering, doesn't it, when you think you just have no idea, you know, how hard I try at this, you know, like this is the one thing that I put
Yeah.
everything into, you know.
Yeah.
And when it oh god, like when you get that back, it's just like I know you're not a fellow adult. I know that, but it's just like far out like this is I try like that. I'd try so
You
hard to
do.
like make sure that it's all as good as it could possibly be. And then yeah, like when we have those moments, and especially when I don't nail it either, and then it all just turns to shit. And then I'm just like, oh God, can we just at the moment, especially, I'm like, can we just get through one day? You know, can we just get through one day? He had a sick day last week, and I was like, right, I'm determined. You know, this is gonna be a day where like he's home. It's just me and him and Penny, and so we'll have time when she's asleep where it could just be the two of us, and I'm all in, you know, like not working. We're just gonna connect. And it was going really well, really well. And then in the afternoon, something happened and it all kind of just fell apart.
Mm.
And same similar thing, like a meltdown. I didn't handle it. It was all just a big shit show. And I found myself saying, like when this was happening, I was like, we were having such a nice day, you know? Like
Mm.
it was so lovely. And then I felt bad, so I was sort of like blaming him, but I was just like, can we just have one day?
Yeah,
You know,
where it feels good.
it's hard at the moment.
I
It's so
know,
hard.
and I feel like when that stuff happens, we internalize it as a failure on our part as parents,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not. It's not a failure at all.
It
It's
can't yeah,
determining.
it's just one of those things, isn't it, where there's just peaks and troughs and everything. And there's just at the moment, I feel like there's a few more troughs. There's a few more troughs than peaks. But
Mm.
as you said, it is totally just a phase. Everything is always a phase. Because I remember at some point this year, I was like, six is a good time because I feel like we're just chill. You know, six is cool. We can just
Mm.
hang out. It's like there's less management with six. Like if I
Mm.
go out with just him, I'm like, what do you want to do? You know, we're just
Yeah,
gonna like
yeah,
do
and you're like, "My
buds.
hands are free,
Yeah,
look."
I know.
Oh my
I
god,
just,
I'm not
I
holding
just
anything.
I just take like one drink bottle between the two of us, and then we just kind of
It's
go off.
wild. It's wild, isn't it? It's so nice.
And
It's
we
so
just chat,
nice.
just chat about stuff. And he walks, I don't have to carry him, and it's just cool. But yeah, and then all of a sudden, maybe there's something going on. I don't know, some sort of
Yeah,
testosterone and whatever.
and yeah, definitely, like, that stuff is happening, and also, there could be stuff going on at school that you don't know about, like, there's especially with those kids because they internalize so much,
Yeah,
and then they bank it up, and then it
yeah,
bubbles over, and it will
yeah.
be, like there'll be a wee trigger, and then it will
Mm,
bubble over, and it might be something that is going on that he doesn't even know how to articulate. He might not even be
yeah.
perceiving it as a problem, but it's coming in as stress anyway. There might just be
Mm,
other things, and then it's like you're shaking up the bottle of Coke, and because you're safe and it's a
yeah,
safe environment, that's where it explodes.
yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Because does Alex share with you, like, what happens at school? Does he talk much
sometimes
about it?
no, no, but sometimes I do hear some things,
Mm,
and when he is in a sharing mood, and often, like, we often have our best conversations in the car, just he and I
yeah,
side by side, like, that is a great spot for us, or when he's gone to bed and he's just having a little read and he's on his own, and it is hard to, like, catch your kids on their own, but
yeah,
those wee moments are quite golden for him sharing.
yeah,
And yeah, and that's when he will do some sharing, but, like, I can't get it, like, I can't force it out of him. It has to come from
yeah. It's
him.
just gotta but yeah, Milo is exactly the same. He doesn't tell me
Mm.
anything about school, and then, yeah, just sometimes at random moments, he'll just tell me something, and I'm like, "This is quite a big deal,"
Yeah, and it
or
will have
he'll
just
just
been, like, going around and around and around and around inside of him
mm,
probably for a while, like, he probably is not the kid that tells you straight away.
no, he
He's
doesn't.
probably trying to be, like, understanding or thinking about it and reconciling it and whatever, and then
Mm,
something will come out. The other thing is with Alex is that I can see on his face and feel his energy when there's something going on, and so then it's a case of going, "Hey, mate, you look a little bit upset. Is there something going
mm,
on?" And, like, grabbing those moments, and you know how when, like, if you are on the verge of tears or something and someone goes, "Hey, Maddie, You look a little bit,
I
you know,
know.
you look a bit upset. Is there
You
something going
okay?
on? And then
You're
you go,
like,
no, 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 no.
that moment is so powerful. Like when you're on the edge and someone just gives you a little bit of permission, and you're just like,
Yeah.
ah, putty in their hands.
Oh my God, I cry so much these days. Like
Oh, it's
sometimes
bloody good though.
sometimes
Feels
I just
nice.
like, yeah, and like my kids have given me the words like I've just got tears that need to come out. I remember like
Mm,
Frankie saying that to me one time because I was trying to like sort of soothe her. I wanted to, you know, just unconsciously like make it stop, make it fix it, make it better, make it go away. She's upset, and she's just like, "Mum, I've just got tears that need to come out." I'm like, "Oh, good point." And
yeah, you
like
know what? Let him out.
I had that the other day where I got really triggered by something, and then I did a little meditation, and then during my meditation, I was able to see the full picture of like,
Mm,
"Oh, that's why I find that so upsetting, and that now all makes sense to me, and, oh, I get it." But I was on a plane, and
mm.
I felt I had these tears that needed to come out. I'm like, "Well, not here, come on." And anyway, and then when I got home, and then I was in bed with the Pilates partner, and I'm just like, I just have to, like, get the words out and get the tears out,
Yeah.
and but to have someone who's just, like, willing to sort of hold space for you and just see you and hear you and allow you
And
to do
just
it.
let you have the tears. Let you
Yeah,
have the tears without trying to fix everything, just letting you cry.
yeah, and, like, we have this joke between us where I'm like, "I'm crying again," because I do it so often, I'm so emotional. I'm like, "I'm crying again," and so we can laugh about that.
Oh, that's good, but it's also that's nice that you have a space where you're allowed to cry, you're allowed to be
Yeah,
emotional, and it's fine. It's not a hindrance, it's not a it's not a problem, it's just you.
it's just humaning. Do you
Yeah.
get where's your crying space?
Do you know, we spoke about it a few weeks on the podcast, how I said I haven't cried in so long, but I feel like there's been
Oh, it
so
was
many times where
building.
I've wanted to cry, but I just can't cry. I just can't. It's really weird. But now, bloody hell, the floodgates are up and can't stop crying.
Fantastic.
I know. Like the other day, I had a big argument with Audie, similar kind of thing as the Milo stuff. And, she was running after me, trying to slap me and pinch me and kick me. And
Oof,
I'm like, I'm trying to remove
that
myself because
is
I'm getting really triggered.
yeah.
And she's like chasing me. Like, it was just honestly, being, it was fucking horrific.
Far out, Maddie, I
Anyway,
wouldn't have coped.
and it was just like it was, again, one of those moments where I was like, "I don't remember doing this as a kid. I don't remember ever behaving like this as a
No, we
child."
were absolutely textbook perfect children, and I
We were
can
textbook perfect
virtually
children.
guarantee it.
And I was just like, "Why are my children doing that?" Like, I thought I was a good mum, but now I'm like, are other people's kids
No, they're
treating
doing it,
them like
Maddie.
that,
They're doing it like it's horrible, it's horrendous, and it sucks, and it actually sucks that the better parent you are, the more of the shit you have to deal with.
That's what it feels like. So I'm like, sometimes I think, God, I wish they were a bit scared of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause, like, then maybe they would they'd behave a bit better, but anyway, after that whole situation, I came upstairs and had a good cry, and I really, really hammered it too. I had a
Oh,
good,
good
like,
girl. Linton.
shut the bedroom door, took myself into the bathroom, shut the bathroom door, just sat on the toilet, lid
Great.
closed, and just
Lid
fucking
closed.
had a cry. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
lid
great.
closed and had a good cry, and it felt really good. And then last night, Art came up to bed, and I was in tears, and he goes, "What happened?" And I was like, "A little boy who has always loved dogs, just he thought he got a toy dog for Christmas, but it was actually a real puppy." And and
That'd
I
get
was
me.
like,
That'd get
"Okay."
me.
Okay. Oh, honestly, Bean, you would have loved this video. It was he was
Oh,
trying to be he was trying to be happy about the toy puppy. He was like, "I love it," and gave it a big hug. He was like, "Thank you." And then the dad was like, "Oh yeah, there's a collar that goes with it too. It says Teddy." And he was like, "Oh, that's I can put the collar on the Teddy." And he was
oh,
like trying to be happy. Then the dad was like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if it went on a real dog though?" And he was like, "Yeah, but that's okay."
oh,
And then Oh, and then they
oh.
brought in the puppy, and the little boy started crying, and then his big brother started crying, and then I was like,
Oh
"I
my god.
can't." It was just and now I can't stop. Now I'm crying again today.
I'm
So,
crying
look,
again.
the
I'm crying
floodgate
again.
the floodgates are well and truly open.
Well, that's
Oh,
good.
good
You've got
God.
tears that need to come out, you know?
I certainly do. And look, I don't think they've all come out yet. I reckon there's still a few more reels I need to cry over and a
Yeah,
few
well,
more fights with
listen.
the kids.
Listen to your Melody Thomas actually sent me through an ugly cry playlist. So so maybe I should send you the link.
Please send me that link. Actually, we'll put it in the show notes because if you're listening and you're like, you know what I need?
I
A
damn well
good
need a
old
good
fashioned ugly
cry.
cry.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to sit on the toilet lid, cry,
Yeah.
heave, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let a bit of drool come out. And maybe that's the purpose of some of this happening is that you actually need to be triggered and you need
Yeah.
to get the stuff out.
You need a
Like,
catalyst to just really get the crying out. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe the kids were like, you know what we need, like they would have had a little meeting,
yeah,
just been like,
we're
let's
performing a
please.
service for mum.
Yeah.
What she needs, I can see it. What she needs is a damn good
Yeah.
cry. And Audie's like,
Yeah.
"Pah, I know what'll get her. I'm gonna run
Yeah.
up to that bitch and pinch her. Watch this."
Oh my God. She knows that girl. She knows
Oh,
exactly
they
how
know
how to solve a
exactly
problem.
how to do it. They know exactly how to do it. Yeah, I mean, like, unfortunately, you're too safe of a mother, and
Yeah.
this is the
Yep.
price of sweet, sweet love.
So
Uh,
sometimes they're just gonna have to let it out. But I mean, Art, I mean, he is just like it takes a lot for him to lose it. He very rarely, like every so often I can hear him raise his voice a bit and I'm like, oh,
oh.
okay, I think he's reached his limit for the day, but it's really rare. And so I think sometimes like when your parenting partner, whoever that is, a lot less emotional than you feel a bit like, fuck's sake. Like I
Am
feel
I
like I'm
too
just
emotional?
yeah, God, am I just like carrying the like all of the emotion of the bloody family? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, everything's affecting me. And then I'm like, oh, I'm so upset. Now I'm so happy. And oh my God, now I'm this. And now I'm so sad. And like he's just consistent. He's just always in the middle, you know?
Oh, what's that like? I don't know.
Don't
No,
know how he does it.
I'm with the emotions. I'm with the emotions. The other thing I was gonna say is that, like, I remember it wasn't that long ago. I think Alex said something, like, quite mean to me, and I just looked at my and I couldn't help it, and, like, I just had and I it was one of those days where I was like, I was tired, and I was all parented out, and I was all poured
You're
out, and I was
fragile
just like
already.
I was already on the edge, and he just, like, said something kinda cutting and mean, and I just looked at him and started crying, and then he was just like, "Oh," and I
Oh,
know, but, you know, I it wasn't like I didn't do the ugly cry, like, I didn't, you know, but I just actually couldn't help it. I actually just couldn't
yeah.
help it. I just, like, the tears just spilled out, and then, do you know, it wasn't a bad thing. Wasn't a
Mm,
bad thing. I'm like,
I don't think
you know,
so.
and I tell him, like, he gets very affected by how I am because he's so sensitive and he can feel everything. And
Yeah.
sometimes, like, I remember once in the car, he's like, "Mum, why are you pretending to be okay when I know you're not okay?" And,
Wow.
yeah, I know, which then you can't lie to them because like, well, you've kind of already caught me, you know, not being honest, and I was
Mm,
like, "Well, look, it's because I'm feeling a little bit stressed out about this, this, and this. I've got a plan for how I'm gonna deal with that, and it's not your problem, and I don't wanna make it your problem, and I don't want you to feel responsible for, ho my emotions or feeling like you need to fix them. Like, that's
mm,
something that I've gotta take care of, and, I'm just trying to get on with the day and get it done." And I'm like, I just don't feel like, I don't wanna I
mm.
said, I don't wanna put it on you for you to feel like, you know,
Yeah.
it's yours.
It's your job to sort it.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm tired and I'm just getting through the day, and yeah,
Sometimes that's just life, isn't it? Some
yeah,
days you're tired and you just gotta get through it.
yeah,
Yeah. God,
yeah.
that's amazing, isn't it? They are so and I wonder if it is these super sensitive kids that they're so perceptive, eh? They're
Mm.
so perceptive.
And that's why I'm like, I'd rather kind of tell you the truth than pretend or
Yeah.
lie or be disingenuous about it. Like, you might as well just see me as I am.
Yeah.
Like, I've got sure the pretty similar problems to everybody else, but, you're also old enough to understand a lot, and so we'll just talk about it, you know?
Totally. And I think It depends on your kids' ages as well, because I mean, like sometimes I think when your parents are upset, it can be quite unsettling
Mm,
for you because you're like, well, who's steering the bloody ship?
yeah,
Like if they see you struggling, but at the same time, it's also like it humanizes you as well,
yeah.
and it makes your kids realize that you're not a robot that is just
Mm,
there to serve and be perfect all the time, that
mm,
you are a human being with needs, and sometimes you're having a shit day. You
mm.
know what I mean? Like sometimes things aren't going your way and you're feeling it and you feel a bit shit. But if they can see that and then see that you're getting on with it anyway and,
Or you're doing
doing the
something
best you can.
to care for yourself or help yourself, or,
Yeah.
you're using a resilience tool, then and you're like, "Yep, I feel like
That you've
this,"
banged
and
on to them about for so long.
yeah, and I'm just gonna go and do this. I think I'm gonna go take myself out for a bit of walk and a bit of fresh air, and or go for a meditation,
Mm,
whatever it is, and then I think that's gonna help me feel a wee bit better. Because, the other thing is that we need to just remind them that it's not about them. They're not
yeah.
the cause of this, and, we're not upset or angry or disappointed
No.
or anything with them because, like, that's where they go to, that they naturally will
Yeah.
go to there first. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the other thing. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, hey, I've really hijacked this podcast and turned it into a bit of a
No, but
like a
I
bit of a what do I do here? But
no, but I think it's a worthwhile conversation because so many people will be, like, resonating with this so
mm,
much, and I think it's easy to then go, "Oh, I'm just a fuck up as a parent. I'm failing at this. I'm not doing well. Other
yeah,
people aren't feeling like this." But I fucking guarantee you that if
yeah,
we're not there now, we've been there, or it's coming around the
yeah.
corner, and
That's the thing, like, that's what it feels like sometimes, and I think, like, even explaining some of Milo and Audie's behavior, like, I'm still even playing it down a bit because I feel like if I am truthful about the full extent, I feel like it still
the kids are out
reflects
of
on
control.
me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's still this, like, fear that people are gonna be like, "Oh my god," like, you should be doing a better job, and that wouldn't happen, like, if you
You're
were
doing an
different in some way.
incredible job, but these are
And,
kids,
like
like, they can't regulate their emotions, like,
no,
even
no, they
Milo at
can't.
6,
They
like,
can't.
it's
Neither can
it
I, evidently. Uh,
But, I mean, no one can 100% of the time. You just
yeah.
that's yeah, welcome to your nervous system, like, if you're doing it most of the time, cool. Some of the times, it's not gonna work, especially when you're constantly interacting with other humans. I mean, they can just be the
Mm,
worst. But, like, kids can only start to regulate their emotions from somewhere around the age of 4, and that's the beginning, and then I think you've got to, like, 7 or 8 before, and even then,
mm,
they're still human, after they get
yeah,
there. So,
yeah.
like, no, I think, like, they in those moments, they are out of control.
Yep,
They're just like
yep, 100%. They're just out of control.
yeah,
They're
they're
just
out
out
of
of control.
control, and, like, not
Yeah.
because there's anything wrong with them or there's anything wrong with you,
Mm.
because human,
Yeah, because
because
human.
child.
We're multifaceted, aren't we? We're
Mm.
just, we're complicated beings. We really are.
Yeah, yeah, we really
Anyway,
are. Well, hey,
yeah.
I was like, "Maddie, do you have anything to put in the chat today for what we're gonna talk about?" And she just wrote, "Do other people find this hard?" I said, "I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just gonna say yes, 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 yes."
Oh,
Oh,
and that's the thing. It's not an easy journey, is it? Especially when you try so freaking hard at it. And you're
yeah.
just like, usually when I try really hard at something, then only positive things come from it.
Mm. And people are
You
like,
know what I
"You
mean?
did a great job and we love you." You know?
Yeah, people are like, wow, wow, that's like that's a good outcome.
That's
But
impressive, that's
yeah,
nice from you, yeah.
yeah, but that's just parenting, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
even when you're trying really hard, there's gonna be fuck ups, there's gonna be shit shows. It's just part
yeah.
of it, isn't it? It's
And
part of it.
and, the upside of this is that you're gonna have kids that, that they're gonna hone the skill of expressing themselves,
Yep.
but you're gonna have kids that will be able to express themselves and won't be afraid to
Yeah.
express themselves and won't have repressed all that and had to relearn it later.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
have some highly functional humans.
Well, that makes me feel better. That really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. And like, watching you being a highly functional human.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, we can, and we'll all just work on the regulation thing,
Yeah. And
and
like maybe you can
yeah,
make it fun. Like maybe you can go smash something together.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know? I don't
totally.
know.
It's just like go outside and just run for as far as you can into the backyard.
Yeah, like scream into a pillow together or something. I don't know. Like turn it into a
Yeah,
game. I think that's what I end up doing with Frankie. We kind of turn it into a game. Like we're so
yeah.
angry, but then yeah.
Oh, and like screaming into a pillow, I don't think you can beat that. That is
Oh, it's
just
good. We're like to really, really
mm,
like scream.
yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
really
and
good.
just give it a good punch.
Yeah.
Just take it out on the pillows, the poor pillows who've never hurt anyone. You
No.
know, they're only there
What do
for
we do to
for
deserve
for
this?
comfort. We're just gonna take it out on them. Oh,
Yeah.
crikey. Well, look, I feel better. I feel
Great.
better, and I think it just helps expressing it, doesn't it? It just helps
Mm,
saying it out loud and then having a fellow parent being like, "It's okay.
mm.
It's fine. They're kids and it happens and
Yeah.
it's all good. It's just a
And
phase."
you're
I
an
think just
adult
hearing that
and it
from someone else
happens.
makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And, and I also don't think there's anything wrong with being like, talking through your like, "Oh, I'm still feeling a little bit upset about what happened before. Just gonna take myself off for a bit of a walk and just get some space and cool off." Like, sh show them what you do to re-regulate yourself,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you know, this
"I'm
reminds me,
going
we
for a
did
walk,
actually
and I'm
have
gonna keep walking, and I may not be
yeah.
back."
I'm gonna walk in the same direction and I'm not gonna turn around.
"Why are
Okay.
you wearing a backpack?"
There was quite a cool moment actually, and it gave me a little bit of hope that we'll get through the niggly bits. Because Milo had a real kind of hectic, oh God, mother of a meltdown a while ago. And it all turned a bit pear-shaped. And then when we were sort of coming out the other side of it, he came out of his room or something, and I just said, "Come here," and he got on my lap. We just had big cuddle for ages, and I said to him, "When you're feeling like this and you feel like just really angry and really upset and really just out of control," and I said, "I want you to think of me as I'm the lighthouse and you're on these like stormy seas and you're just feeling really upset and you're in the storm, but I will always be there for you when you're ready. So I'm the lighthouse and I'm always gonna be the safe space for you." And
Mm.
and and he was just like, didn't really say anything. And then a couple of weeks later, Audie was having a real meltdown. She was having a really hard time. And Milo goes, "Audie, Audie, Mum's the lighthouse, remember? Mum's the
Oh.
lighthouse." Cute, eh?
Yeah.
And I was like, some of it gets through, you
Yeah,
know?
it
Some
does,
of
and
it
you
gets
just
through.
don't
Even when you
know.
feel like it doesn't, you don't know what's gonna land. You don't know what's gonna
No.
stick.
Exactly.
Ay,
Exactly. I mean,
oy.
like, I remember Maggie Dent saying when her teenagers had been, like, particularly poisonous and stuff and then gone off to their room that, after a while, she'd just silently go down, open the door, shove in the dog and a cup of Milo by the bed, and then just walk out. So, like, they always knew they weren't gonna be rejected
Yeah,
for their
yeah,
behavior, and they were always
yeah.
gonna be, like, welcome back and safe in the love and stuff like that.
That's a really good tactic actually, because you also then you don't have to talk. Because even sometimes as an adult, I think being the first one to be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, let's move forward." That can sometimes be hard when you're not really feeling it too, when you think, "Actually, I don't really wanna say sorry, but I want them to know that we're all good and
Yeah.
that we're getting through it." So
Yeah.
that's a really nice thing to do, just a
And you
little
can just
snack.
do that with a wee touch or a wee snack
Yeah,
or a wee gesture. It
yeah,
doesn't have to be, and you can have the conversation on your timeline too. Like,
mm.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
yeah.
Bean, you've made me feel much better. And if you're listening, being like, Oh, fuck me. I've been going through the exact same thing. Then send us a DM, Untidy
Yeah.
Podcast. Let us know,
Yeah.
because it would be nice to all feel like we're getting
And it
through
together.
a niggly patch together.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and we're just not going to nail parenting all the time. Like,
Nope.
we're not going to nail life all the time. And the fact that we try and have that expectation on us that we will, like, we just need to ease up, because it doesn't mean that, when things aren't going smoothly, that we're failing. It's not.
Yeah.
You're not failing. Just,
Yeah.
you do the basics,
Just
you
a
get the
niggly patch.
basics. It's a
Just a
niggly
niggly
patch.
patch.
Everything's a phase. Tomorrow's another day. That's what I'd say to myself. Everything's a phase. Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day. Yep. A new opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you know what? Like, that stuff is hard. When your kids are kicking off, it's so triggering. It's so hard. Like, don't beat up on yourself for finding that hard.
We're human beings at the end of the day, aren't we? We're human beings. We can only take so bloody much.
I know. Well, I tell you what, we'll carry over for another chat. I had air fryer written down. Don't think it's necessary right now. I think we'll...
I've taken it over with the earnest chat this time. Like, anyway, air fryers. Hey!
I'm
very snorty today. Sorry. Every time I laugh, I feel like I'm snorting.
Oh, good.
It's quite
like that.
unusual for me.
Oh, that's funny. Well, we'll wrap up. But I think very worthwhile conversation, Maddie. Very worthwhile conversation. Especially this time of year where everything's so freaking intense. And it's just like, it's really hard.
I know.
Really
I feel
hard.
like the wheels are falling off a bit, just collectively pre-Christmas, when everyone's like, shit, we got stuff to do. We need to, start getting admin sorted for Christmas, and everyone's busy at work and all of that.
Yeah,
All of that
ridiculous.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
so
normally we
crunch mode. For
Yeah,
the
it's
end of the
crunch mode. We normally talk about like a knee slide into Christmas, and then I was talking to Flicker the other day. We're like, it's more like a chin slide this year into Christmas. Like,
we're just grazing along.
Yeah.
So, like, where you arrived to Christmas slightly injured from the
grazes all over your face and a neck brace on, missing a tooth.
But I'm here, kids. I'm here.
Right. Oh, well,
Bean,
listen.
you're wonderful. And
well, so are you.
Tomorrow's a new day, and I feel better.
Good.
I feel better.
Good.
Yeah, I might go and watch that dog reel again, and then get a few more tears out from that, and then I'll be ready to move on.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, take care out there, Maddie, and take care out there, everybody. Do let us know how you're getting on as well. And hey, we'll speak to you soon.
Yay, see you next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do. Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha Nui, take care. We'll see you soon.